Hi everyone, Nigel Saunders here. I'm here in London, Ontario, Canada at the Covent Garden Markets for the Middlesex Bonsai Show. So let's go inside and have a look. The bonsai are upstairs with those glassed windows. I'm on the upper level of Covent Garden Markets. So here is the show out here. Let's go have a look at the trees. We'll start here with this Japanese maple. Nice fall colors, cascade style, in a really nice pot. Check out that pot. It's beautiful colors. It goes perfect with the fall colors of the maple. Here is an ironwood Persian Parotia. Quite a beefy trunk on it. Nice branches, very small leaves, in a cool green pot. Ah, looks really good. Here's a blue carpet juniper. Deadwood on the trunk and cascading branches. The foliage looks really healthy and good. Here's a dwarf myrtle. Quite a trunk on it. Pruned into a domed canopy. And here is a parrot's beak, part of a two-tree display. So there it is. So this is one of Eric's trees. He brought it over and we worked on it a bit. And over here is a microleaf Carmona or Fukian tea. Very nice. And Eric makes his own stands. Looks really, really good. Here is a trident maple in nice fall colors. It's good to see fall colors in a fall show. Mossed up in a blue pot. Very nice trident maple. Here is a Japanese olive tree. Very cool pot. Spreading branches. And behind that is a Chinese elm. Getting some really nice bark on it. Nice branch structure. That's looking good. Here's a willow leaf ficus. Really, really beefy root base on it. Old tree. And a nice rounded canopy. And here is a Eugenia brush cherry. Very cool penging. Looks like a dragon up on the top of the mountain. All kinds of accent plants to make the landscape come alive. Really cool. Here is a Sagaritia Thesens. I think that's a plum tree. Looks nice in that pot. And here is a Korean hornbeam. Beautiful fall colors. Wow. And this is an old tree too. Check out the trunk. Yeah, very nice. Here's a Chinese elm, an old one. Lots of deadwood on the trunk. That's got old bark on it too. Very cool. Nice stand it's on. Here's a cool viewing stone. Looks like mountain peaks. Really nice. Here is a Sargent juniper. Lots of deadwood on the trunk. Contrasting with the red color of the bark. Really cool foliage. Here is a Portulacaria afroforest. Really, really cool. Awesome landscape. One of the best I've seen. Check that out. Hens and chicks and sedum. Really cool pot with the forest. Yeah, that's really well done. The accent plant is some kind of a succulent. Wow. Yeah, that's very impressive. That's just excellent. And we've got a Hinoki cypress here. Really nice form to the tree. Looking good. Behind that is an American white pine, or a North American white pine. Really nice. Nice foliage, branches. And we've got a small tiger bark ficus here in an ivory pot. And here we have a big bloodwood juniper. Very big tree. There's the base of it. You can see the rough bark on it. The winding branches with all the foliage. Here's a shimpaku juniper. Cascading down. Some deadwood on the trunk. Here's a tall willow leaf ficus. Twisty roots, tapered trunk, and a tall upright structure to it. Here is a Korean boxwood. Very interesting root spread. Wow, old bark, some deadwood on the trunk, nice foliage. And a very cool pot too. Look at that pot. That is really cool. Wow, here's a big Ming Aurelia. I think this is one of the bigger ones I've seen. Yeah, there's the size of the trunk. It's a big one. Old mature branches on it too. And a really cool pot. Green kind of jade colored pot. Here's a ginkgo biloba. Very small leaves on it. Getting some fall colors. Here is a barberry in a really nice pot. Goes well with the colors of the tree. Yeah, really cool tree, these barberries. There's some fruit on it too. You can see it up here in the branches. Yeah, really cool. Here is a Petasporum. I'm not sure what kind of tree it is, but it's really well done. It looks really good. Here is a Chinese elm. There you can see it now. The sun's shining right at me. Yeah, so lots of deadwood on the trunk. Cool branch structure. And here are two Portula caryophyras, a single tree. Small one down here, looking good. And beside it, a forest. Very nice. And here is a trident maple. Very nice natural style. Beautiful fall colors on it. And here's another, I think it's Sagaritia plum. Chinese plum tree. Yeah, looks really good. Blue pot. Here's a willow leaf ficus, a smaller one. Looking nice. Here is a Japanese maple group planting. And wow, I think this gets the award for the best fall colors. Look at those leaves, they're fantastic. Wow, against the black background, what more could you ask for? Yeah, that's just really cool. And there's some mushrooms growing in the planting here. A bit of landscaping. Yeah, really cool maple. Here's a Shimpaku juniper.
Tammy would love this display.
Very cool, a long extended left-hand branch. Nice canopy. In a really cool pot. Here's a weeping mulberry. It's got some crows in the branches. I like that. Behind it is a Chinese elm. Looking good. And next we have a ginkgo. So this is a windswept ginkgo biloba. Very small leaves. And beautiful fall colors on this one also. Wow, those yellows are gorgeous. In a, I guess, a hexagonal pot. Yeah, beautiful. And here's a ligustrum, Chinese privet. Looking really nice. Those leaves look good and healthy. Wow. In a blue pot. And here we've got a pink pomegranate. Quite a canopy on it and beautiful fall colors. Pomegranates get, you know, beautiful yellows in fall. And if you have the red fruit on them, they look even better. It's just amazing. I don't know if this one gets pink fruit or there's a bit of a fruit down there, the remains of one. Yeah, so this is an old tree. Ah, really cool. And here is, well, I'll just show you what it's called. Bali. I imagine it's from Bali in Indonesia. And it's a Comprosma kirkai. Yeah, interesting. There's a lot of species of trees that you see that never really heard of, never seen. Really neat pot too, I like that. Yeah, cool. Here is a Brazilian rain tree. That's a species I'm familiar with. Getting some flaky bark on the trunk. Beautiful small leaves and nice tight foliage. In a cool pot too. Look at that pot, it goes with it really well. Yeah. Here's a Shimpaku juniper, kind of a windswept design. You can really feel the wind with this one. Here's an amber maple, a well-developed amber maple at that. It's got incredible trunk flare, good root base, mature branches, and some beautiful fall colors on it. Yeah, really nice amber maple. And here is a Japanese Premna. Oh, it's getting pretty old. Look at that trunk. Very cool. And here is a common juniper. These grow native in our area. Twisty trunk. Yeah, they're very unique looking. They have kind of cool foliage. Here we have a Hinoki cypress. Rather cool pot it's in too. Yeah, that's looking really good. Beautiful foliage on the Hinoki cypress. Beside that is a Siberian elm. Some deadwood on the trunk, which gives it a lot of character. And it's an old tree. Getting some nice fall colors on it. Yeah, that's really cool. A nice pot stand. Well done. And here is a, I don't know if I can pronounce this, Oper Lacaria. I can't say it. That's what it is. It's a succulent tree. Really nice. So I have one of these. It was a present, so very cool. I like this one. It's nice and compact. Looks really good. Here's a blue spruce. Nice small foliage on it. Well, an old, well-developed tree. You can see the rough trunk on it. Yeah, very nice form to it. Here's a Ming Aurelia. Very, very nice form to the tree. Yeah, It looks like a big old tree. Yeah, I like that one. That's really well done. And here is a larch forest, getting some beautiful fall colors in it. Check out those nice yellows, greens. Yeah, larch looks spectacular in fall. So in the forest, there's some stones, nice root bases on the trees. Really nice arrangement too. And here is a Siberian elm, fall colors, root over rock composition in one of my favorite pots. Check out that pot, lots of patina. Yeah, really cool. And here is a gold thread thuja. So I imagine that's referring to the yellow colors of the foliage, contrasting with the darker green foliage, the older foliage. Yeah, very twisty tree, lots of deadwood. Here is an eastern white cedar, or Thuja occidentalis. Lots of deadwood on the trunk. Foliage is really nicely pruned up. Yeah, very attractive tree. Looks really good, very natural looking. Old branches on it. And here we have a Natal plum cascading down in a blue pot. And this one's getting old too. You can see the color, texture of the bark. Yeah, really nice. Small leaves. Looks really good. And here is a Shishigashara Japanese maple. So these grow with the foliage in very tight, compact growth. You have to always be thinning these trees. Yeah, really, really cool. Big old trunk on it. Here's a bougainvillea, flowering. Beautiful flowers, oranges, pinks, purples. Yeah, nice. And this is an old one. Look at the trunk on it. Crackled trunk, thick, really cool roots. Yeah, really nice tree. Here is an American larch. Lots of taper on the trunk. Nice kind of conical form. Some old bark on it. Yeah, a very natural looking tree. And here's a pine. The tag says billow bed. I'm not sure what kind of pine it is. Maybe it's a Scots pine, or I'm not sure. I'm not familiar. But yeah, a really old, twisty trunk on it. Nice foliage pads and branch placement. And a really cool pot. Check that pot out. On a nice stand too. A very, very nice presentation. The accent plant looks like an elm of some sort. Very small one with fall colors. Looks good. And here is a variegated Ficus benjamina. Nice healthy looking leaves, all kinds of different colors. Yeah. Here's a San Jose juniper. Hinging, some people down below it. And here's a twisty little American larch. Very fine foliage on it. And we've got a large Carmola Fukian tea here. Yeah, this is a mature specimen for sure. Getting some really good texture on the trunk. And an old pot. That looks good on a nice stand. And here is Latin heather. Beautiful flowers on it. Yeah, I like that. And a cool trunk and branch structure. Nice to see a heather at a bonsai show. And here is a snow rose or Cerisa Fotida or Japonica. This one's pretty old. Some good bark on the trunk, twisty structure. Here's a crepe myrtle. Some nice fall colors on it, red leaves, smooth trunk. Nice flowing branch structure, very natural looking. And here is a spruce, a very twisty tree. Check out the branch structure from above. Very, very interesting. And it's all layered, so if you come down low, you can see all the branch layers. How there's space between them all. That very interesting tree. Here is a large tiger bark ficus. It's big. Check out that trunk. Yeah, it's a big beauty. Quite the roots on it. And a big rounded canopy. And here is a blue shag juniper. Oh, this is a nice tree. It's a tiny tree, but really full of character. And really nice foliage on it. Here's a crown of thorns in bloom, yellow flowers. Here is a Japanese red pine, densiflora. Yeah, you don't see too many of these. There's the trunk of it. Yeah, good looking tree. Here is a Korean lilac. Kind of a hollowed out trunk on it. Getting some fall colors, nice miniature leaves. Yeah. Here's a cotoneaster. Lots of berries on it, very small foliage. Cotoneaster horizontalis. Yeah, very nice. And we've got a willow leaf Salix elga. So a willow with very thin, lacy leaves on it. And it looks really good. They're yellow with the black background. Looks quite spectacular. It's something I've never seen before, and it looks really good. Here's a dwarf black spruce. Picea Mariana Nana. Wow, is that ever a tight, compact growth on it? Yeah, that's really a nice species for bonsai. And here is a Canadian sugar maple. These sugar maples get spectacular fall colors. Yeah, they get some really nice reds, oranges, yellows. They're just really cool. So this is a root over rock composition. Nice to see a sugar maple in the show. Here's an American larch with a deadwood strip up the trunk. And here are some small ficus. A very interesting display here. The person carrying the pots. I like that. That's really cool. Very unique. Here's a Chinese quince. Getting some nice fall colors on it. Yeah. I love fall colors. This is an old tree. Here's the trunk of it. Root base is good. Yeah, very, very nice. And we've got an eastern red cedar here, Juniperus virginiana. Kind of a windswept style. Very cool pot. Here's a Caribbean cherry. I think we also call them Barbados cherries. So they're getting some nice flowers on them. Yeah, sort of a slanting style in a blue pot. And here is a ligustrum or privet. Nice small foliage. I think this is a Chinese privet. It's got a good root base on it. Look at that. And that's just starting to get some fall colors. You can see the leaves are starting to turn a bit of a yellow color. And here's a Simona. Looks like a crown of thorns. Kind of a penging landscape, yellow flowers. And here's an Asian elm, Chinese elm. Very interesting. And here is an eastern white cedar with a staghorn sumac as the accent plant. Yeah, a very twisty cedar. Bit of a landscape underneath it. Wow. Here's a jacaranda. Very fine foliage on it. Beautiful color pot. Root over rock. And here's another Chinese sweet plum, Sagaritia. Looking nice. And here is a Japanese cherry. This looks like a really old tree. Check that out. Yeah, just beautiful. You can see the age in it. It's just fantastic. Wow. And here is a Shimpaku juniper. Lots of deadwood on the roots and the trunk. Old bark. Tight foliage pads. And we've got an Amur maple forest here. Beautiful fall colors. All those reds. Look spectacular. Nice arrangement of trees in a dark blue glazed pot. And here is a pine spruce combo. 2 species in one pot. So there's the spruce. It's nice and compact. And the native white pine. Here is a variegated Sarissa. So there's a look at the leaves. You can see the variegated colors in it. The light green, the whites, and the dark green. And these usually get a pink flower on them. So they're a little different from the green leaf ones, which usually get a white flower. And there's the exposed root style. They always get twisty roots, these Sarissa. And here is a bay laurel. Unusual species, nice to see. Well done. And here is a Mugo pine, a really well-developed tree, looking really, really nice. Nice dense foliage, good structure to it. Yeah, very impressive. And here is one labeled the conifer forest. So I think there's quite a combination of trees in here. I think they're Hinoki cypress, dwarf Hinoki cypress. Yeah, very impressive. Look at that one. Here's a large pyracantha. Nice fall colors on it. Here is a dwarf Hinoki cypress. Nice form to this tree. Very, very natural style. Yeah, I like that. It's really good. It's getting big for a dwarf Hinoki cypress too. They're so slow growing. And here is a ficus microcarpa root over rock. Sort of a Chinese rock, I think. Lots of fine roots growing over it. Kind of a windswept design. Here's a Chinese juniper. Nice landscaping. And here is a crassula forest or jades. Pretty cool landscaping here. Here's a willow leaf ficus in a big pot, and check out the roots on this one. There's my hand. They're absolutely huge. Wow. So here's a look at the tree now. Yeah, getting a nice canopy on it. Those roots though, wow. Sure fill the pot. Here's a podocarpus or Buddhist monk. Nice little tree in a very, very nice pot. Wow. And here is a Chinese elm. Fall colors on it. They're starting to turn yellow. Dropping leaves, I'm sure. Old tree. Twisty trunk. And here is a beauty bush. Linea. Wow, look at this. This is spectacular. Look at that trunk and branch structure. This is just fantastic. Very, very impressive tree. Yes, that's a very impressive bonsai. And here is a Cascade juniper. Very cool pot. And beside it, a Portula cariaphora, a variegated one, slanting style. And Jeff from Blue Water Bonsai is doing a demo here. He is creating deadwood. So he's stripping the bark off while the deadwood is young so it comes off easily, and creating a nice sort of windswept semi-cascade tree. Wow. Nice work, Jeff. Here is the vendor area. So we've got, on the left-hand side, we've got Chris Hendry here with his trees and supplies. All kinds of cool trees. And we've got Chris Snedden here selling ceramics. He's got some awesome ceramics. I saw some of his ceramics in the show. And over here we have MK Pottery. And she also has some beautiful pots. And I've got my eye on this oval one.
You can't have that one.
I really like.
You can't have that one. No. That's mine.
Is it yours? That was a look at the trees of the Middlesex Bonsai Society's fall show in London, Ontario, Canada. This is only the second show this club has put on, and I think it was quite tremendous. It had a large variety of species of trees, some old mature trees, a lot of younger trees that the club members are developing. So it was really good to see them putting on their second show ever. Jeff from the club gave me a cutting. It's a hackberry cutting. He has a really old, mature hackberry that was imported from China many years ago. I'll show you a picture of that. I was very excited to get that hackberry cutting off that old Chinese tree. I think it'll develop quite quickly. I'll take the wire off it and grow it kind of in a natural form. And that's all for today. I'm Nigel Saunders. Thanks for joining me in the Bonsai Zone.